one, go.
All right. Look, we are live. Which means that everything else should be kicking over live here in just a second. Someone has said what up, but I'm not really sure who that is.
Adam Parker.
What's up, Adam?
Welcome to Lunch and Learn. Is this number 3?
This is number 3.
Yes. We have upgraded, though, our lunch menu. I don't know what you're having for lunch, so please, if you'll do this, put an emoji of what you're having for lunch in the comment section, because there's not an emoji for what we're having. We are having, from Simple Simons, one of our very own church members, a calzone of all calzones. What would you say? How would you rate
Well,
this
we're
calzone?
not having a calzone. I'm having a calzone.
That's true.
You're having a calzone.
My calzone is being saved
We're
for
eating a
later.
lot of calzone.
It is in the size of a pizza box, and it is enough to feed an army. So how would you rate the calzone?
For calzones, like 1 to 10, I'm like, it's a 10. I don't know if it could get any better. The garlic in it,
Yeah.
it's a ton of cheese, a ton of meat.
Uh-huh.
You handed me the box, I'm like, this is like, it feels like 2 pounds.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
I don't know. I'm like 10 out of 10. Congrats, Simple Simons. This is good.
Yeah. Go see Roger Gwynn. Tell him we sent you. We're open for sponsorships. If you want, if you own a restaurant and you want to sponsor us for lunch, we'll do a lunch and learn every day. It's
You can email me at andrew@gracepointchurch.net. Let me know what food you'll be bringing, and we will host a lunch and learn.
just in honor of you. But here's a question for you. We're going to have some questions on the front end. So feel free to chime in on this. Just put it in the comments section. Here's the question. If you ate a half of a calzone, how many burpees would it take to burn off of half of a calzone?
Half a calzone.
Half of a calzone. So when you think about that, here, let me help you with some math on this. And I looked this up because I'm kind of a nerdify on this kind of stuff. So if you do 10 burpees every minute, which is a pretty good average that you can handle for a length of time, because it will take a length of time to burn off half of a calzone.
Wait, you said 10 burpees in a minute?
If you
10
do
burpees
10
every minute on the minute. How many burpees will it
I
take
can't do that.
to work off of a calzone? All right, now here's some more math for you. If it takes you for every minute that you're doing burpees, you will burn 9.4 calories. All right.
So I think it's important that we go ahead and note our friend Anya, who said this: "Who cares? Burpees are from the devil."
Well, that may be true.
So,
and calzones are from heaven.
like manna from heaven.
so I'm just picturing, like, you guys can probably picture this too, like Mike in line at Fork and Crust, right? And he's like,
Mike and Len at Fork and Crust, what is that place?
yeah, and he's like, that slice of pie right there. All right, that's gonna be
All right, so hold on. You said
400,000 burpees.
10 per minute. If you could do 10 per minute,
10 per minute.
that you would be burning off 9.5.
Well, yeah, about 9.5 calories is what you can burn off if you actually can sustain 20 burpees per minute. But let's just stick with that. Okay, so there's some round numbers here. So it's going to take you, in case you were wondering, I know many of y'all will be getting calzones and be doing burpees. Please do your burpees before you eat your calzone, though. I must say that. It will take you 65 minutes to burn off that calzone. But if you eat a Simple Simons, you will enjoy every bit of it. I can't say you will enjoy your burpees.
Is that 650 burpees?
Something like that.
That's a lot of burpees.
If I did my math right, and I have been known to be wrong on that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to do too many burpees.
That's right. Hey, but you're not going to get anything for that because you're not going to get any of my calzone. But here's a question that you actually can win something with, okay? And that is one of our designer T-shirts, okay? Even the great Gabrielli has his on today. And it's not, despite what Anne Loren says, it's not 100% cotton. It is incredibly soft. It is a tri-blend, so it has a little rayon in there, so it has a little stretch in there, so you get you a medium if you want to after you eat your calzone. And so here's the question, though, okay? And the first person who answers it will get a free Love is Greater Than Hate t-shirt. Here's the question. How many days has it been since our church last met in worship on a Sunday morning? How many days has it been since our church last met on Sunday morning? Not this coming Sunday when we come back, but today, from the last day we met backwards, okay? Again, just do the math. I'll give you a hint. The last time we met was March 8th. Go and get your calendars out and start adding them up. The first person who gets it right will announce that at the end of the gathering. But we are excited to announce that we are reopening with a whole lot of caveats to it.
Just a few.
Just a few. That's why we could not tell you on Sunday morning. We needed to tell you at a lunch and learn. And kind of, again, we're still wanting to hear feedback from you guys as you're processing through this. But we have been praying through this, and we are opening up. Hear these words, slowly, with great methodical.
Methodical. Yeah.
Methodical. That's the
methodical.
word. Very methodically. Okay, there you go. And with care and respect.
Yeah.
Emphasis on care and respect. Because everyone has a different threshold of what they're willing to accept and endure and put up with. And others are like free-flowing, hey, high fives and big hugs. But we want to care and respect along the lines of our reopening. And Caleb has, a couple months ago, I asked him, hey, brother, I need you to champion the reopening and all that has been. And that's been a big task for you and a group of people. So kind of walk us through maybe the why are we opening now?
Yeah. Let me reiterate too something that you just said as far as like we're still listening. And so we've got the survey link that's still out there. Andrew can throw that up on there so you guys can check that out. But go check that out after our time together today, after you kind of hear everything, and let us know where you're at in all of this. I mean, we're still listening to our people. But yeah, why are we opening right now? I've been meeting with an incredible team of people, some individuals that are on staff, some people that, we've told you guys, like serving in different organizations within our community, people just from different perspectives so that we could hear every comment, every thought, all the different research that different people
Some more conservative than
some
others.
Some more conservative, yeah. I mean, definitely a team of tension.
Diverse.
Diverse team. So we're going to let kind of Andrew talk about some of the specific measures and practices that we're going to get put in place here in a little bit. But why are we opening up? We have a good number of people who, I don't know what the answer is yet to how many days has it been since we've met, but we have a good number of people who don't do social media that haven't been a part of a worship gathering in that amount of days. Yeah. And so even when we get that answer, like that's even going to be like, man, some people haven't even joined with their own faith community in that amount of time.
They're almost on an island out there.
That's how they feel.
That's how spiritually, they feel. Emotionally, and everywhere.
So, the amount of people, you guys, that are emailing us like, just saying, hey, be cautious. Hey, I'm not sure. We get as many emails going, when can I come? I miss my church family. And so we have listened to every thought, every suggestion, every conviction, compiled different research. We've listened to every report that the governor has given and is still giving, and we've read those and just tried to be really diligent in listening to everything. The governor even shared the success rate. Yeah. We talked about this, of opening churches. Yeah. If they're practicing good hygiene and good social distancing, there's like a 98% success rate that churches are not contributing to this virus being contracted and spreading.
Yeah, those churches that do good hygiene, do good social distancing, because we're not the fastest one. If you notice,
we're not the first one's opening.
We're actually been watching, intentionally been slow about this to watch how this is going to happen. In fact, you'll even hear in a few moments how we're even slow on our reopening. But it's been because of that. We've learned, okay, so the governor and the people are saying that if they do good hygiene, they do social distancing well, then there's a success rate going on.
That's a significant success rate. So, I was just talking to someone on the team about this earlier, and we're like, why now? Like, how can we convey why we're opening now? And I think to sum it up, I could say, man, we feel this conviction that with everything going on in our nation, in our community, and where we even feel like just spiritually the enemy's trying to cause more and more division, it's time for us to give attention to hope. Right. And the church should be at the forefront of that. Right. And so As far as just some practices we've taken before you get into it, we have cleaned this campus. We're still cleaning this campus, and we have very few people coming in here.
Right.
We have opened up to small groups, and Anne and our cleaning crew have been super diligent in wiping down and cleaning after tables or chairs are touched. We rented a fogger, and we even purchased a fogger that uses I'm ignorant here saying a chemical, like a really strong chemical that's killing germs. But it's safe.
Yeah.
And so
it's like the most magical.
It is.
concept.
It's just like, it's
Is that
fogging.
big haze machine that we have on Sunday?
Yeah. So we're fogging you on Sunday mornings.
I could go on and on with that stuff, but let me say this: we've never managed through a crisis like this. We haven't. We are doing our best. We thank you guys for your patience, but we're doing our best to balance the opinions and all of the research, the desires of a community that is divided, along with what we're feeling and we're hearing really from the Father.
Right.
That what is best for our church, this faith community. So we feel that right now, it's time to open. But we can talk more about
That's right.
the right now, because there's a lot that goes into that.
And we're going to care and respect whatever level of security and sense of wellness that you have for your family. If you're not ready, please don't. We're going to have all of our online presence, our kids' church, everything will continue to be the same. There's going to be an energy in the room because we're going to be here, and for those who want to be here and feel comfortable being here and will, again, care and respect one another's space and hygiene, then, man, we're going to have a great worship. But, hey, you're going to continue to have all the content, all of the worship experience that you've been experiencing for those days that we've not been able to meet. So why don't you, Andrew has taken on many hats in his time here. He came in as our worship pastor, and he's been changing hats, and he's even taken on a new hat, kind of a higher level of all the weekend experience and of the church, and that involves our digital church, that involves our worship experience and leading that team and so forth. But you've also kind of can walk us through maybe some of the things that we're going to be doing in the how, the why, but now how are we going to open and do well in this?
Yeah, this is such a challenging decision, right? It's been kind of interesting to watch Caleb from the sidelines a little bit and watch him struggle with the weight of
he's taking it personal.
Yeah, because the reality is that we all land in a different spot in this, and that's for us as individuals within families. Like families are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum, all of that, and so we really want to do everything we can to one, like, continue to support our church spiritually in every way that we get the opportunity to, and so that's part of the reason why we're going. Yeah, we want to get together in person and give that opportunity for, like, in-person connection. And so that's why we're meeting this week. But even as we've talked about what this is going to look like and the way that shifted over the last 2 week even, is what Mike said about we want to open slowly. And so what we're going to be doing right now is our plan is to come back just one Sunday a month. So we're going to meet on the second Sunday of every month, which would be this Sunday, July 12th. And then we wouldn't meet again in person until August 9th.
That's right.
We'll continue to be online every single Sunday.
2 times, both 9, 10, and 10.
2 times, whether we're here or not, we'll continue to be online. But we're gonna take it slow. And here's the deal: is that that could totally change. That's what's so hard about this whole thing is I was reliving this morning when everything shut down, and Caleb said it over and over and over again that this thing changes like every 2 to 6 hours, and there's a little bit of that feeling right now as well.
Yeah, there is.
So we're gonna go back one Sunday a month, and here's just I want to kind of walk you through what that would look like on a Sunday morning, so that way you get a real clear picture. What I will say, and I'm gonna flash this up on the screen, is that right now we're doing this through online signups, so that way we can limit the number of people here, but also keep an idea of who's here. So if we have to do any sort of communication either prior to or after the fact, we've got a good list. So if you want to sign up and want to join us on Sunday, just text relaunch to 97000 and that will get you set up. But here's how it's going to work: is on Sunday you'll pull into our parking lot. I'm sure it will be a little bit easier to find a parking spot, for sure. But as you come in, we're gonna have text codes for you to text in and get all the instructions that you'll want for the weekend. We're gonna send it out in an email. We're gonna make sure that you know exactly what to expect on Sunday. And there's kind of three things that we're asking people to walk by. So the first thing is we're asking people, we're encouraging people to wear masks. We're at this point, we're not requiring it, but we want to encourage it. I will be in a mask. Our staff will be in a mask.
I'll be in a mask.
Our volunteers will be in a mask. But we're going to leave that decision to you. But what I will say is, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Fayetteville's got a mask ordinance. Rogers just passed a mask ordinance. Fort Smith passed one.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Right, and so if in the event that Bentonville passes a mask ordinance, we will require masks. Yeah. So I want to throw that caveat out there. So that's the first thing. Wear a mask. Let's try to do everything we can to slow the spread to each other. It's part of us just caring for each other well. The second thing is as we know, there's people on both ends of the spectrum, people who are going, man, you know what? This isn't that big a deal. I'm going to go about my regular life. And there's people who are going, man, this is a huge deal, and I want to take every precaution I possibly can. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have a system in place for you to indicate your comfort level. Essentially, what I want to make sure happens is that someone who is ultra comfortable doesn't come up and try to like high five, shake hands with someone who's like, keep your distance from me, please. Yeah. So we're gonna do it like a stoplight, green, yellow, and red. You'll get those bands as you come in on Sunday morning. The red band stands for no contact. Like, please keep 6 feet away from me at every point in time. I know I'm wearing a mask. Still keep your distance from me.
Because those people could have immune issues that we don't know about, or they could be caring for people that have higher immune issues. We need to totally care and respect the space of that red, what that red represents.
Right. So then we hit the yellow. I will be between yellow and red, personally.
I will be a yellow.
So yellow is going to be, hey, listen, I'm still trying to be pretty cautious. If you want to like come up and do that weird elbow thing with me, that's fine. You can.
What were you saying they did in Zambia? Like as a
yeah. So we can even implement this, because if you think about it, you're really passing on germs when you shake hands. Is they will pat their chest when they see somebody, almost as if I'm giving my heart to you. So I wonder if maybe Grace Point has a new greeting format, in that we kind of pat each other's chest instead of shaking each other's hands or elbow bumping each other. Right. But anyway, so something along those lines.
Yeah. So the idea with the yellow is, hey, listen, we want to keep I want to stay cautious, and so I'm wearing yellow. And then the green. Listen, we know that there are people who are shaking hands and high fiving and stuff like that. And if that's you, go ahead and do that. Wear a green band so that way you know who each other are.
So you're shaking hands with a green band to green band, not yellow to red.
Right. Yeah. And like here's the deal is I mean, this is for all of us, but especially for those people, like frequent hand washing. We've got hand sanitizer all over the stinking place, and your custom hand sanitizer that Mike has told us is holy. So it
has a Bible verse on it, brother.
Yes.
So it's got to be holy.
Yes, and to be clear, our friend Tim in the comments wrote, pat our own chest, not each other's.
Correct.
And Yes. let's keep our hands to ourselves, people.
Yes.
So that's kind of our band system and what we're going to be doing. And then the third thing is we want to encourage and expect social distancing to happen. And we were talking about like, how do you know what 6 feet is? And because we want to kind of try to keep each other 6 feet apart at all times. And so we thought, well, that sounds about as big as a Razorback. So we're going to kind of have some fun with it. Try to keep a Razorback's distance apart from each other.
Is it a full-grown Razorback or is it a baby Razorback?
Obviously full-grown.
Full-grown, okay. All right.
So baby Razorbacks, they're just like piglets.
That's true.
But so those are going to be the things that we kind of hold to as we come into the building. We're not going to be serving coffee. We're not going to be doing anything like that. There won't be any food around. In fact, we're not going to be able to offer childcare.
Right.
Anything like that. We're just having a gathering at 9:10. There's not one at 10:45. Just at 9:10.
Yeah. Still online at 10:45.
Still online for both
person,
hours.
9:10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then when you enter the worship center, that's where kind of our last spot is that we're asking people as they enter the worship center to let us help them find a spot, and we're basically laying out our worship center so everything is socially distant. So you'll be sitting with the people that you came with, and we'll be asking people to sit every other row and at least 2 or 3 seats apart to ensure all of that stays the case. And then we'll get going. We'll have a good service.
So
together.
if we're in the worship service and there's nobody sitting in front of me and there's 2 seats between me and the next person, it's just my family. Can I take off my mask and sing and worship at that point?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and what we're saying right now is that's okay. In terms of we want to, like, at the point that people are socially distant with the distancing, that's where we're allowing it to be the case, and that's in line with what the way that the ordinances are written.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say that to say that we want to make sure that if an ordinance is passed, that we're following that along the way.
Holly Meehan asked on here just about seating. Like, hey, if we're red band, can we be sure we're 6 feet apart when we seat people?
Mm-hmm.
Our staff is really going to jump in and help even usher and seat people. And so if we see that you're wearing that color of band, like, we'll even be more careful about seating you close to another family unit.
Yeah.
So,
with 2 seats between, maybe even 3 seats between, then nobody in the row in front of you, and then that hopefully that's going to create the space that it's necessary.
Yeah.
Right. And to answer, Vicky asked a question. We have chairs marked off for distance sitting. Yes, so we're actually marking off every other row. And then the way that we're trying to sit people is on the ends. So that way there's none of this, like, where you would be in a situation where if you need to leave in the middle of the gathering, that you would have to cross over.
If that happens, though, just step out in the aisle, let them pass by, and so forth.
Yeah. So that's kind of the real basics of how we're gonna lay it out. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
And then we will meet again a month later. So
now I'm sure not everyone's been taking diligent notes through this whole time. So we will be sending an email out tomorrow that will have some of these bullet points. And again, these are ways that we can care and respect one another in this time. Give people who feel comfortable and ready to come back a chance to come back. Those who aren't ready, please do not feel any pressure to come back whatsoever. Also, doing one meeting a month will give us a chance to test our hygiene and social distancing because, again, there's been great successes in churches that have done this, that we can maybe 2 weeks into this, we're clean, we're good. All of our members that came are healthy. Then again, we can push it into another meeting and another meeting. So trying to really be very conscious of how we open up. But again, can't emphasize enough, the relaunch code that you need to relaunch to us or let us know is text relaunch to 97000. And so those are really important that we know so that we can better know who's here and kind of know when to cap at at that point. So we're not trying to be too restrictive, but we're trying to help us prepare for everyone.
Yeah, just gives us a good idea of
So,
knowing,
yeah.
capacities.
I know you've been watching as questions have come up.
Yeah.
You've been watching as questions come up. If there's anything else, please submit them now. We're going to cover a few more house cleaning matters before we go, and then y'all let me know if there's other questions that come up. So here's a verse for you, and it's really, I was thinking, what is it that I am so excited about being back together? And why is it? And there's so many things. I'm looking forward to seeing people that I literally have not seen in 3 months. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Even though I'm going to be a yellow band, and even though we might elbow bump or something like that, I'm just going to be glad to see you, okay? That's one thing. And then I'm thinking about the live worship experience, and to be able to be in 3D form and be able to sing out with my voice and heart and hands and raise them and clap them. It's going to be an incredible experience. And I thought about David's words when he said in Psalm 122, verse 1, he said, "Let us go to the house of the Lord." I was glad when they said unto me, "Let us go to the house of the Lord." So I think, if anything this is going to do, is going to help us appreciate worship again.
Yeah.
It's not, kind of we take it for granted from time to time. But now when you've been without it, and now you come back to it, all the churches that we've talked to, they said it's an emotional experience, that you come back into it and it's like, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the family I'm supposed to be with. And so that's an incredible time. Now we have something else. Today's full of stuff online, obviously. So Caleb, quickly tell us about tonight. What's happening, when, where, and how?
Yeah, so tune back in tonight to Grace Point's Facebook group. I don't believe it's this one.
It's on the full family.
It's on the full.
It's on the full page.
Yeah. So we have been in an initiative. There's a lot of L's going on.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
and relaunch and listen. Just with all of the division and the racial tension in our nation right now, we have been wanting to listen, to learn, and to love. And so we've just had some incredible things that Mike and I have even shared from the stage on taking time to pray and listen into what the Father is doing. And then encourage everyone to watch like Just Mercy. And we put out some resources so families could have good conversations about history and race and racial tension. Tonight there's going to be a panel. Right. And so that panel will be live on our Facebook page. And it is leading into a time of, man, can we love? Love is greater than hate. Can we stop all of the division and the political stuff and the arguing whether things are movement, and just sit and listen with a person of color? Mm-hmm. And so tonight, Kevin Crow and his wife will be kind of leading a little panel discussion. We'd love for you guys to be a part of that. Yeah. Going to be a family from Grace Point involved with that, and then a woman that is a professional in this area. Right. And so we would ask you guys just to sit and be a part of that, and again, be respectful as we just listen. Mm-hmm. And almost moving forward, we continue to learn. Mm-hmm. And the ultimate goal here is love. Right. And even in reopening the church, it's like, man, all the divisiveness that the enemy is loving right now over it, whether it's arguing about masks or no mask, or you're opening too soon or not soon enough. Now, parents, you guys, we have to determine our kid is going to school in person or online. Right. And it's just, and there's judgment out there. Yeah. And so as a church, we're like, can we just keep focusing? Your message Sunday was great. Like, let's talk about righteousness. Let's talk about being Christ-centered. Mm-hmm. And let's remember, like, as the church, the rest of the community is looking even to us and how we respond. Yes. So tonight's a panel. It's a panel discussion. I think that as a church, it's a great benefit and a great opportunity for us to just understand and grow deeper in the knowledge of race and racial tension and what it's like to be a person of color in this area. Right. You know?
The whole reality of care and respect for each other when they come in the building, and caring and respecting for each other's physical health, there's also the emotional side of that. Yeah. And it's like, I may not see or feel the segregation or the isolation or but if I have a brother who feels that way,
that's right.
It's my care and respect for that brother that I'm going to lean in and listen to them. And when we have our church members leading in this discussion, I think it's all the more important to care and respect for our own people. So tonight, what time again?
I think it's 7.
Okay.
It's 7:30.
There you go.
Okay, we'll probably go live like 7:25. Somewhere
Facebook?
there. Facebook, Grace Point Facebook page.
Yep.
Same one you tune into maybe on Sunday mornings,
Yeah.
for worship. But
Yeah.
Couple other things real quickly before we go today. I think we've still got a few minutes left. Oh, actually, just a couple minutes. One is when kids come in on Sunday, because we're not having kids' church or anything like that, they're going to be offered a bag of goodies. So this will help them focus during our set of worship that we're going to have together. They can participate in the worship experience as much as possible. They can participate this way. They can also take your iPads, smartphones, and so forth, put earplugs in, and tune into kids' church. And so they could be doing kids' church or whatever. Your family decides. It's your family. We want to support you in your family's spiritual walk and development. So also coming up is Camp in a Box. We've got well over 100 families that have signed up. Say, hey, we're going to have Kanakuk Camps partner with them this summer. That couldn't work because of COVID. So we have boxed up a camp that you can take home and you can do with your family. Camp in your backyard, camp in the living room if it's too hot, outside, whatever. And have an incredible time together as a family. Again, information online about that. Go see our Kids Men page, and that will help get you connected to that. Or just Facebook message us, and we will get you the information. All right. Last thing. Anything else we need to discuss? All right. Good. So
Camp in a Box sounds awesome.
it's Camp in a Box. All right.
I
So
would like to attend that.
Here is the answer. I don't know who guessed it, but we have been away from each other as a church in worship for 122 days. 122 days. So whoever you are out there, whoever's closest, you're going to get a free Love Hate t-shirt, and we'll drop that in the mail to you so that you don't have to worry about coming and picking it up. So
So it looks like our friend Anya put it, but she has one.
yes. So
the
again,
next-
we're going to take a prize away from her a second time.
Yes.
She's got some guessing.
That's what you get. But next is Scott Kennedy.
Scott Kennedy. All right.
Scott has won, but you may want to rethink giving it to him. This is what he said a little bit
No, hold on.
About
Before you say that, just Scott, we're also going to throw in a Cardinals hat.
Cardinals hat. There you go.
T-shirt.
That-
I think
Instead of
he-
Yankees
he's a
hat.
huge
I'll even give you a
Cardinals
Boston.
That's what he said. He said, Caleb, Cards fan, really? I thought you were better than that. Could be worse. At least you're not a Red Sox fan, I guess.
I am going to send you instead of one of these a hate shirt, and it's going to have Boston on it.
He's just going to peel off.
Hey, we love Grace Point Church. We miss you. Hope to see you this Sunday.
Yeah.
Present. If not, we will be online.
Yeah.
All right. Going to be sharing from the book of James and looking forward to sharing that message live with you on this weekend. Again, great time together. Looking forward to it. I want to pray us out, okay? Here we go. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the technology that we can connect with our family, and we can call each other family, and we can care and respect the different views and opinions of our people. And we can care and respect one another when we come together. And we can care and respect, even on an emotional, spiritual level, those that are different race than us, different socioeconomic, that we will learn to care and respect at a whole new level in this season, Lord. We bless you. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Be blessed, Grace Point, and live sent.
Hey, and I will say this. Sorry.
Yes,
That
that
was
was climax.
such a perfect closing, but I did notice this. Julie Bohannon was right behind Scott. So, Julie, we're going to hook you up with a shirt.
Absolutely. Score.
So, yeah.
All right. Now, can you say live sent?
Live
Live sent.
Live sent.
See you guys.